Long time no post. I've got the compost up and running now. It's doing good. I had a bit of a problem with the worms trying to get out. I had a bit of a research and seen that it was too wet for them, so I added some more dry matter from the quails, and then it's definitely cleared it up. So I was going to just add some more. I've got a lot of green that I need to add. I've got a fair bit of duckweed growing in my pond, so I'll just walk over. So I've got heaps and heaps of duckweed, which is clogging up my pond. So to try to bring back some frogs and the little dragonfly larvae that I had in there before, I'm gonna clear out the duckweed, so and add it to the compost. And I was going to do another terrarium, so I've done one already and I actually really like it. I wasn't expecting much from it, and it's turned out really pretty. So I'll just show you the terrarium that I've already got set up. So this is what I've done. So there's like little containers under there. You can't see because I've covered them in dirt, but it's actually really good. So this is like a week or two old now. The ferns went into shock at first. You can see a little dead leaf, but they're coming back really good. They've got all new shoots, and I got a little orchid growing on a stick. I've just used some fishing wire. You can see it just there to hold it in place, which is nice. You can usually, when you're just looking, you don't notice the fishing wire, so it's good. And I've got a little moss. That's an aquatic plant, which is actually really liking it. They're semi-aquatic, so once it's above water, it'll be happy. I've put a filter and it runs pipes up to the top, and then the water runs from in here down there. I'm in the process of trying to cover up that plastic bit. Ideally it was supposed to be a bit of a waterfall, but I can't get the rocks to tip over the edge enough to cover up that plastic. I'm hoping as the moss grows it'll cover it a little bit, but I don't know, add some more plants to it maybe and it'll be better. And then it comes into here. Got little bits of duckweed that I've added in here, so it should be good. It's quite dirty still, it hasn't quite settled yet. It's taking a long time, but yeah, no, I was really happy with this terrarium. So I was going to make another one out of this. So I wasn't using this for a while. It was Jessie's first time. As you can see, she's well and truly outgrown it. So this has kind of been sitting around. It's quite dirty. Had baby quails in here for a while, but at the moment it is housing a beautiful spider, which I've rescued from my car. As you can see right there. Just hard to spot. Just hiding in there. But she was living in my car, and I was not having that happen, so I moved it into here. But I was wanting to pain in the butt to close, which is okay because I don't need to open it very often. But I was going to pull her out, give it a really good clean, and do a dry style terrarium. So rather than the really watery one that I did there, I was going to do some dirt, sand maybe, lots of dead leaves, and maybe like a rock or something. At first I wanted to use a little sheep skull, but I don't know, I really like it where it is, so I don't really want my spider in it. So I thought, you know, they naturally live under rocks and stuff, so I've got a big chunk of rock which I can put in there. So I'll probably hoist it up on like another rock, so she's got like a little cave to hide in. And yeah, but first things first, I'll get into this compost. So as predicted, mind the eggs. I feed them to the cat, and I've been lazy. They sit there because I'm going to put them in the compost, but I haven't touched it in a couple of days, so this keeps falling off, but it's sitting upright anyway, so I've tried to drill some holes in the top, and it cracked it, but I don't really mind. It kind of just sits out of the way anyway. It is quite wet, wetter than I was expecting it to be, considering I haven't put an ounce of water in here. So as you can see, it's soaking wet, full of little flies, which is I don't mind. So as you can see, I've added a lot of the quail bedding to make the worms a bit happier, because they were, as you can see, there's one there, they were climbing all over the edges and they were all just trying to escape. So after a bit of research, I've realized that it's too wet, because I've added a lot of dry matter, as you can see. There's still some kitchen scraps in there which I've been thinning through it. I've put a pigeon in here not long ago. So there's a little guy here. There's his back and his head there. He got attacked by a cat, I'm thinking. I don't know, I found him at work. I brought him home. I was hoping he would get better. I treated his sores, but the next day he was dead, so I think it was just too much for him. But you know, all's well and ends well. He at least was peaceful and warm when he died. So I've got the wet material which I need to add, and then some more dry from the quails, so I'll get into that. So this is my pond. It used to be full of tadpoles and dragonflies. I don't know if it was because of winter or if it's because of the duckweed, but I need to get rid of the duckweed anyway, so it makes good gardening. Hey you. You's coming over for a play date? Yeah. He loves the pond. Which also could be another reason why I don't have any frogs. They didn't mind him to an extent. He never really ate them. He just kind of walks in the water. He's a real water dog. We have a pond in his backyard, and it's completely empty. Yeah, you got little duckweeds on your nose. Is the water nice? Marley. We'll be doing another video with Marley soon. This is going to take a long time, so I'll come back. There we go. So duckweed, pond, still full of duckweed. It's I was just scooping it out, and it was just more and more and more. So yeah, bit of a never-ending one, that one. So, but it's good. I've got lots and lots of duckweed. So it's it'll be a lot. So I'm just gonna sorry, I swear my camera skills are just getting worse. I'm just gonna pop it in. It's quite wet still, so I'm gonna add a lot of newspaper, and not newspaper, fresh newspaper, and a lot of the quail bedding. So I'm gonna put that on top. This is kind of my acting blanket at the moment, but I might just try to rip it up a little bit, because I'll put fresh newspaper in. Lots of duckweed. There is onion. People say no onion, but you know, whatever's, it's been okay. Spread out this newspaper some. I've weeded the garden, so there's a bit of grass as well. Just trying to mix it through a little bit. I don't know how everyone else mixes their compost through, but or if they do. I know with standard compost you mix, but worm farms, I don't think it's as necessary to mix. So I don't know, each their own. I mix it a little bit, like I just shown then, which is not much. It doesn't upset the worms, so it's the important bit, I suppose. Sorry for the glare. It's coming into the afternoon, so there's a lot of sun coming through. So I've got 3 little eggs. I'm doing an experiment on leaving them alone. I'm interested to see if the quails will incubate their own eggs. So I've just been grabbing hay from everywhere else instead of those. So within luck, maybe we'll have some baby quails. If not, some really, which, you know, either of eggs are quite good in the compost worm farm. Eggs in general are good, so yeah, I'm not too fussed. But there we go, and it's super simple. Just sprinkle the dry on top. This stuff's quite flaky, so it spreads really nicely, and you can see it kind of just falls into everything. And I'll just break up the eggs. Perks of leaving them next to the compost, they dry quite nicely being out in the open, and they're super easy to break up. A lot of people use a mortar and pestle to break them up, which is great. You get like a really nice fine grain, but I'm like the definition of a lazy gardener. Beautiful. So I'm going to grab some more newspaper. I've got it tucked away in a really inconvenient spot, so I should have probably grabbed it out earlier before I started the video. And I just layer it on top. I'm not overly fussy with how I do this. And then it's all done. The compost is getting quite full. Soon enough I'll be getting another one, which will be fun. I'll be probably in my next video, by the time I do another video, I'll be able to transfer the worms from this compost into my fresh compost and start on a new one, which would be really good. And I'll be able to use that compost for planting, which would be good. So I'm just chilling out in the afternoon. I got a bit distracted before I can get the terrarium set up. So I'm gonna try again tomorrow, hopefully. But I'm gonna have an early one and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. Okay, I'm back. I've decided to pre-do everything first, so you don't have to watch me wander around for God knows how long collecting everything. So I've got the setup mostly clean, which you can see through the glass now. I've got what I'm going to put on the bottom most layer is some pebbles. That's to act as drainage. Then I'm going to put in a heap of bark, which will stop the dirt from getting into the drainage, so the drainage actually works. And then I got actual dirt. This is quite clay dirt because I don't want to water it all the time, so I want it to stay pretty wet, and the clay holds moisture really well. Then I've got this is just leaves, twigs, and plants I've taken out of the garden. This is a succulent, grows like wildfire. I think it's a member of Mother of Millions, maybe, I don't know. So is this one is definitely a member of the Mother of Millions. I've got some spider grass in there. I'll walk through it more. And then I've got this beauty. It gets quite big. It's got its own container, so because it likes water, so I'm going to keep it in that. So yeah, I'll set the phone up so you can watch as I go through and put everything in. There we go. Got the tank set up now, so it's all, you can see it. There's the front here, this is the back. It's got a humidity gauge thing. That's why I haven't cleaned it too much. I don't want to wet it, so hopefully it still works. First thing I'll add is the I'm going to try to be pretty gentle with this process because I don't want to break the bottom. As much as I don't want it to get wet, I still want it to hold water. Now, actually, if I like the look of those rocks, maybe I might make it mostly rocky. I don't know. I kind of my last terrarium I did this too. I made it on the go, so I don't know. I'll keep putting the rocks in and we'll see. Because I do want plants in here. The plants are really good. They'll give the spider options on where it wants to hide, and it'll give the cricket something to hide in as well. So now that I've got the rocks set up, I'm just I haven't had a general idea of what I want to do with this yet, so I'm kind of just winging it. But what I might do is I might put plants along the back side and then along there, so it kind of frames it in. So the bits where I want to put dirt, I'm going to be putting this bark in. The bark just stops the dirt from getting into, I forget what it's called. It stops the dirt from falling into the rocky bits. It's kind of like a filter. A lot of people use mesh for this step, which is much better. I just don't really have mesh on hand, so it's bark from my garden. Had a bit of plastic in it, so I'm just going to put the rock, the bark down, and the bits where I want to put the plants. I might pop a plant there as well. There we go. Now I'm going to pop the dirt in. Good root. So terrariums, you always need this drainage layer. You can't just pop dirt in. The plants will end up drowning themselves. So this is secondhand dirt. It's bits and pieces that I grabbed from the garden. So it's got roots and grass and hay and random stuff from everywhere. It's quite clayey. This is the reason I'm using this dirt. Plants don't really like it that much, so I'm hoping the cactuses, because I don't plan on watering them very often, I'm hoping the cactus will like it. Maybe, maybe not. We will see. It'll be a very interesting experiment. There we go. So now the dirt's in. So we got the pebble layer, which is the drainage layer, and then we've got the the bark, and then we've got the dirt on top. So now I'm going to pop the plants in. So this is one of the plants. I've got a fair few of these. They're the taller ones, so I'm going to set them along the back mostly. I do need to set this one. This one will be just this front section, a little bit where I haven't put any plants maybe. It does take up a fair bit of room. Yeah, you can go there. Pop it back over a little bit. It's a bark, so you can't really see it so much. It's a little container. I might pop one of these right in close. I'm going to put a little bit more plants than usual, only because a fair few of them may not take. Usually when people are setting plants in, they water them regularly, but because of the spider, I don't want to stress her out too much, so I won't be watering too much, which is why I've chosen succulents. But in saying that, they do need that little bit of TLC to start with, so yeah, fingers crossed they take it well. So just pulling the base leaves off, that makes them easier to stick in the ground. Most people take them off too to stimulate new roots, but I'm purely doing it so I can shove it in there and it stays. My next plant I'll stick in is probably the next biggest, which is the second family of the Mother of Millions. This one's it's already got set roots, so I can't really pluck it clean and stick it in like I would like to, but I will take off a couple leaves, and then I'll try to bury it in a little bit. I might more like just sort of shove it in and then cover it with dirt rather than trying to make it pretty. So these are really hardy plants. You don't have to worry about being too gentle with these guys. They're quite tough and they can handle a bit of punishment, which is good. It's my type of plant. And this little dude. Oh, I almost forgot. I have a massive rock that I wanted to stick in there. So I've got this. This was going to be the piece de resistance, and go right in the middle and give the spider something. So redbacks like to make a nest and then have it set so the webs go down, and then they'll make like a little it's almost like a little suspension system, so when something goes under the web, it'll hit the little things and get flung up into the web. So I might prop this one like that. It gives her a bit of a cave to hide under. I just need to grab a stick or something. This is quite fiddly. It's kind of just work as you go. So I like that, but that's sticking way too high still. So I'm just gonna wiggle that down a little bit more. There we go. So that looks quite nice. I think she'll like that. I don't personally like that, the way it looks, but I think that's the only way it's going to really work. Let's just snap that stick. Oh, no, perfect. I like that a lot. So I've just mangled a couple of the plants in the process. I like that. They'll grow up over the side really pretty. Just all these. So it's good. Another one, it's not necessarily succulent, it's called spider grass. These have little roots developing on it. Where's the camera? Already, so they should set pretty nicely. These do like a bit of water, but they are super tough, so they will tolerate not having much water. This one's got a little buddy attached to it. This one hasn't quite developed roots, so I might leave them attached and let it spread on its own. It'll work it out. Plus it would be cute having that little bit sitting on top of the rock. You can't see that, but I will show you when it is done. And this one here, only teeny tiny roots, so haven't got high hopes, but we'll see. These guys are usually pretty tough. This one's been on for a long time. It's got lots of dead matter and really nice set in roots there. So that one should be a happy one. So we'll pop him in the front too. So it's nicely framed, spider grass, and then all the plants throughout. Now for the pretty bit, which is all the decorations, which is probably one of my favorite bits about having these kind of setups, is the dressing, the leaves. So this is going to go over all of the dirt bits. Snap that. Make it look more natural. I'm literally just going to throw a lot of this in. I think I've gotten more than I need, which is okay. The little spider will love it. So I'm just making sure they cover around the plants. Make it look quite natural, as if it's the forest floor sort of style. It's quite nice. There's a couple of bit of bark, bits of bark, which I really want to have in there, so I'm going to find them at home. So I didn't end up using nowhere near as much as I thought I would, which is okay. I'd rather have too much than not enough. So you can see here I've got this one here. It's going to have its own dish with water, which will be good. It'll create water too, so having that large dish of water will mean there's extra water in the tank if the spider ever needs a drink. So I've got spider grass, which is buried, spider grass on this side, which is buried. So it will look like this from the front. She will be able to hide in here, I'm hoping. I'm hoping that'll be her home, if she likes it enough. That's the side. So yeah, now for the tricky bit, which is introducing her to a new home, which I'm not sure how I'm going to do. I may have to grab a second person for this. Do you want to zoom in on that little bit? There she is. Beautiful girl. She's been living in this ashtray for a long time. She's quite hesitant to leave. Yeah, almost. If anyone's viewing who isn't in Australia, or is in Australia, don't touch these guys. Bright colours usually means pretty venomous. She is capable of quite a nasty bite, which is why I'm using the tongs. And there we go. Isn't she beautiful? I think she'll like her new home. So I'm just going to take this out. She's probably becoming accustomed with her new setup. So I've got some crickets for her. Lots of crickets. I'm just going to shake a couple in. Let's see how we go. Whoop, I've got 1, 2. Do you reckon 3 or 4? There was another one. They're a bit hesitant, the crickets. They're like, yeah, no, maybe. Should we? There we go. Hopping in all on their own. Go on, little dude. There we go. There's a fair few crickets in there now. I'm going to get my mister and give her a water and then find a home. Such a pretty girl. She's checking out her new home. So I've got a mister. It's I'm using it on my internal and terrarium. It's a mix of orchid, sea salt, and just the general plant food. And I'm going to go through. I don't want to wet the glass too much because it makes it all yuck. I'm going to give everything a good wet down. I don't know where she went. Oh, there she is. I'm a little bit nervous about just sticking my hands in there. Again, redbacks can give you a pretty decent bite. So if you ever see a spider, don't just go around touching them and catching them. She lived in my car for a while and she needed a new home. So yeah, do not recommend just touching spiders. So she's on the move, not liking my spray. She will find the under the rock in here will probably be the dry place, so that's probably where she'll end up setting up, I'm hoping. So much for not wetting the walls. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells like a forest. It's so lovely. Little crickets. Okay, she's all set up. Once the water drips down, I'll be able to see more, and I'll do an update video because it's all watery still, but I like its spot where it is, right in front of my fish tank, with my gum tree right next to Jessie and Matthew, which I think is quite nice. It's a beautiful setup. Well, thanks for watching. I'll hopefully be posting a new one soon. I need to, like I said before, I was going to do another compost. I was thinking about it. The doesn't really get that wet. Like, it's wet enough for the worms to not like it, but I'm not getting any water at the bottom. So I don't know how other people do it, if they water their worm bins or what, but my next one I'm not going to put any drainage holes or anything in, and see how that one goes. And yeah, but I'll do an update on that, and once my little girl finds a spot, I'll do another video of her settling in. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'm thinking this is where she's going to set up. It's already building a web. I'm hoping not.